Good Monday morning. How are you? This is Reverend Mike. How you doing? We had an awesome time last week as we talked about the law of perseverance or the law of persistence. This is a law that helps us to understand that as a child of God, we are not to give up on the things that God has put into our heart to do. Once we understand what a good ground here is, that we have a good heart, a noble heart, that we accept His word, understand His word, keep His word, and bear fruit with that word, that is, put it to work so it be productive. That once we do that, and when God speaks to us and gives us things to do, we may go through challenges in life, but we still keep going through the end. We talked about in Scripture how no one who puts his hand to the plow and looks back is fit for the kingdom. What that means is that for us to be a child of God, when God gives us something, we ought to persevere. In the Garden of Eden, when Adam and Eve sinned, God said to Adam, "Cursed is the ground for your sake. By sweat, you will work by the sweat of your brow." Thorns and thistles. What that's talking about is because of the sin nature cursing reality, cursing nature, things are going to impede us or prevent us from reaching our destination. But we are not to stop. We are not to quit. We are to persevere and keep on going. So I want to make sure that you understand that. So no matter what God gives you in life, don't be surprised if you run up against obstacles. Push through it and keep on going. He has His eyes on you. Do not stop and do not give up. Well, remember, we're not going to have any class tomorrow night, okay? But next week, we're going to be talking about the law of responsibility. This is a very interesting law. We know that Jesus is very forgiving. We understand about grace coming from our Father. But He gives us responsibilities, and we are held accountable for those responsibilities. So we're going to be talking about the law of responsibility. Basically, what we want to do is to make sure we find out from God, what has He given us to do that we're responsible for, and making sure that we carry that responsibility out through to the end. We're going to be talking about that. And then we're also going to be talking about the law of miracles. This is very interesting. I want you to keep in mind, God is willing to perform a miracle at any point. But if you understand and walk through what Jesus was teaching about the kingdom, it's not about us doing nothing and God doing everything. We have an active role on earth to making sure that His kingdom is being carried out and implemented in and throughout the earth. So that means there are ways, there are methodologies, there are His processes that we are to need to understand them and to engage them in a proper way. That's what the law of responsibility is. But every now and then, God will usurp, or God would, if you will, He would kind of bypass His process and do something called a miracle. We're going to be talking about exactly what a miracle is. And if you're in a situation where you've done everything you can do, you're up against the wall, okay? You're like Moses at the Red Sea, and you've done everything you can. There's nothing left to do but only God showing up. That's what this law is going to be talking about. So remember, no class tomorrow night. We're going to be coming back the following week, and looking forward to seeing you guys then. Take care. A little bit later on, I'm going to send you a very encouraging, inspiring video by Bill Johnson. Until then, you take care. I'll see you next week. God bless you. Bye-bye.